Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now today I am showing you a really easy trick to make a nice special effects drawing, and of course we are going to give it a little queer touch. So what you do is you put your hand on a piece of paper and you trace it with a simple gray pencil. Just follow your fingers. You have them spread just a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. And make sure you end with a little bit of your wrist on the bottom of the paper. Now you have your hand on the paper and you get a ruler. And you will draw lines, like straight lines, from the side of the paper up until the traced hand. Around every centimeter or so. You can take a smaller or a bigger interval, it doesn't really matter. And while I'll go on with this slightly boring stuff, I will remind you to give this video a thumbs up and of course subscribe to my channel for other videos, DIY videos, drawing videos, ASMR, Story Hour Sunday, mostly drag content, and everything usually as queer as I possibly can. Of course, every now and then I also make more serious videos. I have a podcast called We Don't Talk About. There are 4 episodes out that I posted in June, and in the relative near future there will be more episodes coming out. I am working on that. Now of course we are also past the middle of September, which means October is knocking on our door, and I am considering to do something for Spooktober. Since this is my first year on YouTube, that would be my first Spooktober, and Halloween is my favorite holiday. If you have any ideas for me or any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I will probably do some spooky drag looks and maybe some Halloween DIY. I'm not completely sure what I will be doing for that yet, but I have a ton of ideas, as I have always. But that doesn't mean that I am not open to suggestions, because I always like to make content that you will like or appreciate. Now I'm going to run into a little problem I see, because with my setup I didn't account for the length of my ruler. That's fine. I will move the paper downwards a little bit. And then move it up when we are done with this phase. As you can see, the hand is starting to stick out already, but that is nothing really all that special. We are going to make it special though. We're almost done applying the straight lines. Now, this is something I consider to be fun for all ages. I'm really curious what you think. It's a trick. I don't even remember where I learned this trick. It's been so long. I love, love, love doing simple stuff like this, because once you get the hang of this trick, you'll never forget, and it's easy as pie, and it's just relaxing. It's a nice way to zone out a little and create a little piece of, well, I wouldn't actually exactly call it art, but it is something. You will end up with something nice that you can keep. So it's not a complete waste of time. Not that making sure you're relaxed is ever a waste of time. But as you can see, the traced hand is sticking out a little bit. Now what we are going to do is give this a 3D effect by, from this point to this point, make a rounded line, and we will continue that. On top of that, we'll try to make a similar shape, but it isn't an exact science, so if your line is more or less bulged for the one or the other, that's really okay. If you want to give it a more severe effect, you could use a felt marker for the lines. You can erase the traced line of the hand, or you can keep it. That is completely up to you. Both has its ups and downs for it, I would say. Now it's getting more interesting because we are getting into the thumb as well, and it gets its own lines, of course. Here we are not connecting yet to the line on the finger, but we are still connecting the lines on the thumb. Now we are getting a finger here. We are still on the hand here, but approaching the finger still. See, there we go. Now I always find this is really a fun thing to do. And I think you will see that the hand is starting to come out of the paper. You can also make these lines inverted if you prefer. That doesn't really matter. There we are. Now, of course, to give it a bit of a clear edge, I will do a bit of coloring in. Starting with red, you can probably imagine what will come up next. You can use fancy pencils or felt points, paint even, to color it in. The most important thing is that you can use as many colors as you want, but at least two, and alternate. because otherwise you lose your effect. That is the only important thing here. You can just make entire bands in the same color. You could also use a different color on the sides if you like, but that is absolutely not necessary. Because the way we put up the lines creates the 3D effects of its own. Now, when I put in the orange, I'm pretty sure you already know where we are going with this. In case you haven't, well, you will see soon enough. For the sake of you not falling asleep, I will probably finish the entirety of this drawing off camera, and I will share with you a picture of the end results. And like I said before, if you want to see everything else I do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of drag looks coming up with a lot of different subjects. There is another series of my podcast coming out soon, or soonish, because I'm not quite sure yet how soon, but you will see. Make sure not to miss it by subscribing to this channel. Help me out by giving this video a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions or any feedback whatsoever, please leave a comment. I read all comments. And if you're nice to me, I'll like your comments. The only comments I remove are hate speech, which unfortunately I still keep getting. I am open to criticism, absolutely, that's completely fine, but I don't tolerate hate speech. Now, at the moment, not at my absolute best, I can tell. This pencil also needs a new point, which I will give after I stop videoing. So that makes it a bit more difficult, but here we are. Okay. I will keep you engaged just a little bit longer. I mean, I am sure you are completely aware what I am doing with this right now. And like I said, I will share the end result in a photograph at the end. The final color we are going to add, and we are going to repeat that afterwards, is purple. And I don't mean that we're going to repeat purple, but we are going to repeat the rainbow. Yes, that's what I like. Now, for now, I would like to say thank you for watching, thank you for listening. This has been a completely different type of video yet again. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you do. Also, feel free to let me know if you don't. And as always, until next time, bye!